Well, it has been a while since we have done a full day wear test of a new foundation, but this one got me so intrigued and so excited. I'm talking about the new Christian Louboutin new fluid foundation. It comes in 30 different shades, 1 fluid ounces, which is the typical amount that you get on most foundations nowadays. Made in Italy, has a shelf life of 12 months and is now available at various retailers. I will be leaving all those details in the description box below, along with the links for your convenience and easy shopping. It's supposed to be a buildable foundation all the way to full coverage, which is something that I do not usually do, but I really like the flexibility of foundations that allow me to go for full coverage if I feel I need to. Also, it's supposed to blur imperfections and enlarge pores, long wearing up to 24 hours, and it's also transfer proof, which got me a little bit like surprise. In terms of finish, it's supposed to be a luminous matte finish. What in the world means luminous matte? Well, it's the new term to say it is a natural finish foundation. So that's that. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it comes in 30 different shades. It was a little bit tricky to find my shade match. That's why I got 2 shades. Although, you know, my friends, I'm obsessed, in love. I have been raving about that Balm foundation. This is so amazing. So what I did in terms of choosing my shade is just pair it with the one that I use on this version, which is Sahara Nude 30NC. That's the same shade that I got on this liquid format, as well as 40N Sepia Nude, because this is a big failure right here from the brand, because they have launched the foundation and they have leg swatches, which I know. I mean, we're talking about the iconic Christian Louboutin red high heels. Okay, I get that. I get it. But then if you see the bottle against the swatch, they're completely off. Completely off. I wish though that they have done the swatches. They are 3 beautiful, gorgeous models that appear with the foundation right next to their face. I wish that I could see the picture of each of the foundation shades in such format. Not only that, they have a skip in some different shades, different undertones. So there are some with N for neutral, C for cool, but then you don't find it in warm. Some olive tones, but I think there are only 2 olive tones. But one is like 25 and the other one is all the way to 40, so they skip the 30. I mean, it's all over the place. What I have on my face, well, nothing but my skincare, which I applied it early morning. It is still early. If you're new here to my channel, I do film in natural light with a 4K camera. We're gonna be doing a full day wear test. I'm gonna be doing different check-ins in different lighting in terms of like indoors, outdoors. It's gonna be a little bit rainy today too, so let's see how this foundation works. Now let's appreciate this packaging. I mean, Christian Louboutin and their Teint Fetiche Le Fluide. Oh my gosh, look at this glass, heavy glass. Beautiful, very luxurious. The cup as well, super luxurious, gold, heavyweight. My goodness. And the full name of this foundation too is Sublimating Fluid Foundation. Subliminal? Would it have been better? I don't know. Okay, friends, let's see. I have here the shade Sahara Nude and 40N Sepia Nude. So Sahara Nude is the one that I usually wear. Okay, it comes with a pump. I think this is gonna be a good shade for me. I'm gonna first swatch it here on my hand, and then let's swatch it here on my face. That's 30 NC Neutral Cool. I can go either direction. I have more of like a complete neutral undertone. I do have some redness here and there. And then this one is 40N. And then here's the shade 40N. Oh my gosh. 40N is way too dark, and I'm just gonna take 40N and I'm gonna apply it down here so you can take a look at it. So this is 40N and 30NC. Let me swatch the balm again in 30NC. This is a little bit off, seems like, by a tiny bit. It seems like the fluid is a little bit deeper than the balm. Do you see that? Okay, now a couple foundations that are really close match to my skin tone is Chanel Sublimage L'Essence du Temps, and this one is Very beautiful, glowy. You see, this one looks more, this is more neutral. And then I also have that Numéro 1 de Chanel in the shade B40 as well. I'm just gonna put it on this side too so you can see it. You have it. Another close match to my skin tone is Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation in the shade 6 Neutral. See, I'm gonna put it right here. And then one of my most perfect matches is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. And this one is in the shade 7.5. There you have it. See, this is way lighter. And this one actually suits me during my palest times, which is now. This one is oxidizing as it's setting. I'm going with 30 NC. And by the way, I do not have any primer, just my skincare. Just gonna pump a little bit on the palette. And I'm gonna use a stippling brush. This is by Sonia G Sheer Buffer. Literally, you just need a tiny amount. I do have just a little bit of redness on this area, not by much. If you're new here to my channel, I do have dry skin on the perimeters of my face, a little bit more of normal skin right in the center of my face where I do have enlarged pores. I do have fine lines on my fourth floor, meaning that I'm over 40 years old, so I do have all the signs of aging. Okay, definitely I can tell you this has medium coverage. I do have a ton of freckles, some sunspots too. And it's more of not super thick foundation, but not liquidy. Say, for example, if you're thinking about the Chanel Sublimage Les Zoutan or the Numéro 1 de Chanel, those are more liquidy. This one is more dense, but not heavy. It doesn't feel like, you know, like too much on your skin. It does have that very natural skin-like finish property of the luminous matte foundations, natural finish foundations. What I used was perhaps a quarter or less than a quarter of a pump. I'm gonna go again with just a tiny amount. This is how much I'm using, very, very small amount. And I'm gonna grab it with a sponge and see how it works with the sponge. Okay. Now you can see on this side is more sheer. I can still see my freckles. This side, although I use a stippling brush, I was able to build a little bit more the coverage. Using a damp sponge too, it gives more hydration to the foundation, although the foundation has as the second ingredient water, and then it does have dimethicone. It does have also Centella asiatica, which is a great ingredient if you have sensitive skin. You know what, I can tell you this is self-setting. It looks like I have powder, not meaning that it's powdery, but I can tell it's already setting on my skin. I'm gonna continue applying the rest of my makeup. Completely done with my makeup look. I have moved a little bit closer to the window because It just started to rain and it has become dark, although it's super early in the morning. But let me tell you, this foundation looks fabulous. It's super perfecting. It reminds me to a foundation that, let's see how it goes throughout the day, but I think it may rival it. It looks very perfecting. Like I said, I do have more dry skin, more of what is considered mature skin, or like I like to say it, experienced skin, and I feel it's not emphasizing any dryness. It does have a little bit of that subtle luminosity. Other than that, the foundation has completely dry, and I don't think it has oxidized, perhaps just by a tiny bit, but you can see the difference between the balm and the liquid foundation. I mean, there is a big gap right here in tone. I'm able to make it work because I do have a little bit more of like a brownstone of my shoulders, and even if I'm using a turtleneck, I can make it work. It's not like a huge difference between my arms. I mean, I never like to match really to my neck because the neck is the one place on your body that gets the least amount of sun because it's shaded by your face. So I mean, like, the way that I like to match my foundation is with my shoulders, with my chest area, and take the foundation, if need be, all the way down through my neck, and that way I guarantee that it looks really good with the rest of my body. Anyhow, friends, let's do a little bit of a transfer proof test now that I have it here. Okay, there's a little bit of transfer, but not by much. Like I said, to me, it feels like more of like a cell-setting foundation. I'm gonna also tap right here. Yep. No. No, it's not coming off. And I haven't set it. Oh, and by the way, I haven't used highlighter either because I don't want you to feel like, oh, this foundation is luminous or is glowy because, you know, highlighter. I skip highlighter. I'm back after 5 hours plus since wearing this foundation, and I'm here sitting down at my living room in front of the window filming with my iPhone 15 Pro. Sorry, I just got it a few months ago. Loving this one, but anyhow, this is how the foundation is looking like. I don't feel like it's emphasizing my enlarged pores, my fine lines. I think it's looking very perfecting. It hasn't faded away anywhere like weirdly either. And as you can tell, I do have freckles, you know, sunspots and whatnot. And they're kind of like peeking through, showing. And to me, this foundation, if you don't have the amount of freckles and sunspots that I do, I feel that this is more of like a medium coverage foundation to buildable coverage. And I have my family. They just arrived. But yeah, the foundation is looking super nice. Oh, hello! My husband. Hi.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too. And there's my daughter too. But yeah, the foundation is looking really good. What do you think about the foundation, Andrea?
I love it.
You love it. Thank you. I love you too. Okay, see you in a few hours from now. Friends, another check-in. It got super cold. I had to change. It's just raining outside. So I actually went to Sephora. I don't know if I told you that or not, but yeah, I went to Sephora even in the rain, and you can tell my hair is starting to look curly, not as straight anymore. But I bought, look at this, Summer Friday. So it's already, I think we're already at the 8-hour mark. I think I'm gonna give it perhaps 1 more hour or so to this foundation, but let me apply this thing. I bought 3 shades of these Summer Fridays. I didn't tell you, right? It's the Summer Fridays lip oil, and this is the deepest shade. Let's see how this looks. Hold on, just brush my teeth. Oh, that's deep. Well, depending how much you put on. Can you hear the wind? It's windy too outside. There's a big storm here in California. So anyways, important, I am in California, so I think I mentioned that to you before, but that is important to note. Although I come from kind of tropical country and I have lived in tropical places, you know, that's something that you want to note. But oh wow, I'm so impressed about this foundation. And by the way, I'm still filming with my iPhone 15 Pro, not the Max, just the Pro. But yeah, it's looking really nice, foundation. Look, it hasn't transferred, it hasn't faded. Like, even it has made the blush grip onto my skin. That the blush is still on, the bronzer is still on for this many hours. I mean, if you're thinking about 8-hour work, an 8-hour job, this is what you want from a foundation, to stay, that it doesn't look ugly, that you can go even for, you know, a couple hours, like a dinner after, if you're going with, you know, your coworkers, or, you know, just with friends, to do not have to feel like, oh my gosh, I need to refresh my entire makeup because it's looking, you know, not well. This is looking really good. And as you can see, I mean, like, even when I put this sweater on, it didn't really transfer. So far it's looking really good. It doesn't look extra glowy. I mean, I didn't broke a sweat because it was cold, but I had the heater on, and although it didn't make me sweat, I mean, the foundation is looking really good, like even on my driest parts. Okay, friends, I will wrap it up before we lose natural light, because as you know, I actually film in natural light. Friends, I'm running out of light right now. Just need to put a little bit more of this oil. But anyhow, here we are. I think we are at a 10-hour mark. Yeah, look at the time, 6:07. Okay, well, what I think about this foundation, my goodness, I'm just so beyond impressed. I think you have seen it in different kind of lighting. Right now it's pretty much not pitch dark, but it's getting really, really dark, and the foundation is looking so good. Look at this. Even if it got just a little bit more luminous, it's just not the natural oils of my skin. Long wearing, doesn't emphasize any of my fine lines, my texture. It doesn't look aged. You know, there's certain foundations that when you pass the 6-7 hours mark, they start looking a little bit dull, and therefore you need to, you know, like back it up with a kind of like a setting spray, something more dewy, something that you know, give life to the foundation. This foundation didn't need anything of that at all and whatsoever. It's extremely lightweight. It is definitely transfer proof. I can tell because, like, even when I put this thing on, obviously when, you know, in a delicate way, look, I mean, it's not patchy. My makeup looks amazing. If I have to give you a comparison, which other foundation it reminds me of, is to this one, Guerlain. Very much alike to this, where it's very perfecting, but I feel like this one gives a little bit more of a even more natural finish. Like, for example, that one from Guerlain is as perfecting as this one, but I don't want to say that it is more makeup-y, but you can tell you have makeup. With this one, is like the makeup is there, but not there at the same time. I mean, it's a little bit of kind of like a traceless kind of foundation, where you cannot see traces of it, where you see that it's flawless. One of the best foundations that I have tried in these last few years. I mean, you know that I can count with one hand pretty much the foundations that are like top for me, and this one, I feel that is one of them. To act this way on a cold day, I had been, you know, pretty much inside the house. I went out, I got a little bit of rain on my face too. I went to Sephora, post office and whatnot, but anyhow, the foundation lasted, and it looks so good and so beautiful, so natural. I think a foundation that it will work for many skin types, whether you have normal, combination, dry, combo skin, it will work just fabulous. And it's also those foundations that I will call it ageless, because to me, yeah, there is something about foundations that could work really well for those that we have mature skin, but I think that foundation that is ageless means too that someone that is very young, in their 20s or even 30s, they can wear this foundation and it will not age them, make them look older, but actually it works in favor of your age. Hopefully it makes sense. I will highly recommend it, and I will say give it a try. It is a great foundation, and although a luxury foundation, it is priced at a good price in comparisons to other foundations that are already reaching that $100. I know this is $77. It's not that easy to swallow, but in the luxury foundation price range is priced well for the amount of product, little tiny product that you need to use. I hope that this video served you of help. If it did so, it will really help me if you can please give it a thumbs up. Also to share with family and friends. If you haven't done so yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, but subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you miss any of my uploads. If you're on Instagram and TikTok, please come and follow me there. If you're wondering about any of the products that I used today on my face, jewelry, etc., it will be all in the description box below. Thank you so much for those of you who are using my links. I greatly appreciate you. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.